Alrighty, so the new Valenti comes out very soon for global, and I just kind of wanted to go over the banner and the character and everything, and we're going to look at a little bit of gameplay. I've just got one of Nagato's videos pulled up just so you can see some just numbers and everything in general. Yeah, I don't really know about this unit, if I'm being completely honest. I was looking through the game files and everything that a lot of the discords and everything have bots set up to sort of like pluck new game files and everything when they get added to the game, and I think that the next banner is actually unironically going to be a new Christmas Dana for Liz, which is hilarious because they've done her every year so far, so why not? But I don't know, that for whatever reason all the Dana for Liz's seem to be seasonal and Christmas related for whatever reason, so I don't know what she's going to do or anything, but this new Valenti seems pretty mediocre. Like, I mean, she has an interesting gimmick and everything, but it just doesn't seem great in practice. I am still going to summon because I do want to try and pull Christmas Lilia, for example, but at the same time, I don't know, I might be able to get some use out of this character. I don't really plan on investing super heavily into her or anything, but I don't know, hopefully, I don't know, she'll just kind of sit in the box. If I need her for anything in the future, I definitely will. She actually does work in pretty much every game mode, so I guess that is good, I guess. I don't know, maybe she'll have some use outside of PvP, but obviously people are just messing around with her PvP, or in PvP for the first kind of day and everything. So there was a big debate on whether or not she was going to freeze at level 1. I didn't really assume she was going to, and it looks like she doesn't. Originally on the Grand Cross database website, they had it as freezing at level 1. Not really sure why in particular, but it would have been really nice if she did. That definitely would have bumped her a bit up on the usefulness tier, I guess. But overall, not really all that great. You basically have to run her with Gother if you want to get any use out of her cards, because she's very supporty. She's not really going to be doing a whole lot of damage. She has a freeze skill, and then she has an attack seal. So both of those are only able to be used at level 2, or else you're just going to be doing pretty mediocre damage in general. She is interesting, kind of like the other Valenti, in the way that her passive uses one of her substats to actually, affect the enemy team. So if you're unaware, the other Valenti uses crit resistance, and then this one actually uses crit defense. So decreases crit damage of enemies participating in battle by the value equal to 75% of the hero's crit defense. So that actually is pretty good. Like, it comes in handy, but at the same time, as you'll see in just a minute when we look at the gameplay, Escanor is obviously the most popular character to come out in a long time, and he is definitely very prominent in the meta, and part of his passive makes it to where he cannot be lowered on his stats. So it completely makes this null and void for him, but the rest of the team can kind of be used. That's why I'm assuming there might be some interesting PvE gameplay that you could do with her, but at the same time, any of the big stuff like the dogs or the the bird or the deer, all of those fights end up becoming immune to debuffs, so you're not going to be able to freeze, you're not going to be able to attack seal, and yeah, I mean, you might be able to get some use out of the ult because it boosts damage dealt, but at the same time, most of the time you're going to have to use characters that are super, super good in general that can try and hit damage cap regardless, because there's damage caps on everything now. So I don't know, unless you're just wanting this to help make them hit not as hard. It just doesn't seem super great in general for like any of the top tier PvE stuff, and it's not great for PvP either. So unless we sort of get away from the meta of Escanor and we see some more variety, I don't really know that she'll be all that good. Her banner is probably one of the more enticing things, just because she is a seasonal unit. So we have her as a Christmas Valenti. So there's Christmas Lilia, Christmas Elaine. This is Wedding Deanne, Wedding Brunhild is on the banner, Summer Deanne, Summer Merlin, Summer Liz Hawk, and then we have both of these are summer. All three of these are summer characters. So many summer units. but some are Valenti, some are Easton, and some are Roxy as well. So obviously there's some decent candidates in here. Summer Merlin is still pretty good because her attack steal is kind of ridiculous. Blue Lilia is like really nutty as far as damage goes. Like you can really make her do some crazy numbers. This is pretty much the biggest reason why I'm summoning, is hopefully I can pull a copy of her, because I have yet to do so. But I'm not going to get my hopes up. We're just kind of being, we're going to get Valenti either way. But if we get her as a byproduct, that's great. But then again, going for unfeatured is never a good idea, so I don't really recommend it. Obviously, they're not super, they don't get brought back a whole lot, so this is going to be your best chance to get them, but at the same time, I just don't know if it's worth it. The Wedding Brunhild is actually really good, but at the same time, her meta has kind of like come and gone. Like you can still use the Ragnarok team, but it's definitely not as relevant anymore. It's still a good team, I would say, but as the meta sort of progresses, they're obviously going to get pushed out, and they're kind of already on the downswing, so not really sure if that's like the most worth going for, but she does have other use cases. I use her on a farming team, which is actually kind of nice, so I mean, if you get her, that's great, but I would recommend avoiding this banner if I'm being completely honest, because odds are you're going to pull Valenti because she has the highest rates, and she's just not that great, you know what I mean? So I do wish that they would put this Summer Deanne on more banners, because it would be really nice to have, as many of these in circulation as possible, so that way people can do the OG demon as quickly as possible. That way it speeds things up for everybody. But yeah, it's kind of just one of those things. It's obviously it's a seasonal banner. They're going to try to entice you with some of these niche units that don't come back all that often, but I don't know. It kind of just is what it is. If you have the extra gems and everything, I guess. But everybody's kind of banking that the New Year's banner is going to be pretty crazy. So I think that they're throwing the community a bone a little bit with this one. They're giving a decent banner that you can skip, and then if the next banner is actually a Danafor Liz banner, like is sort of rumored or kind of it's sort of kind of leaked, I guess. But I don't know, you can probably skip that one too, if I'm being quite honest, because they're normally pretty niche units, but maybe not, who knows, we'll have to see what she does first. But if we look at actual gameplay, a lot of people in my comments were saying, oh, she would be good on the mono red team. She does okay in his showcase. I'll leave a link to the video down in the description, so that way you can go and actually watch it. But I don't know. She's just kind of mid either way. Without Gother on the team, it's pretty few and far between that you can actually get some of her effects off. And I don't know. Even then, like you can freeze Deanne's to get rid of the taunt. You can freeze Escanor for a turn, so that way he doesn't attack you. But Escanor's kind of squishy in the sense where you can kind of get through and kill him and put him into this like last stand mode pretty easily. I don't want to say easily, but like you can do it without too much effort. Which makes it to where he's immune at that point. Like, he becomes debuff immune once he goes into that last stand mode anyway. He does end up using him with Gother a little bit here and there. I think sort of towards the later end of the video, yeah. And I mean, it's fine, I guess, for some of the like shutdown and everything, but altogether, she looked pretty mediocre. Like, she has some usefulness, but it's not that great. He comments a little bit here about the fact that he freezes Escanor, and then it was a level 3 freeze, and then he uses Escanor's card to try to pop the 40% part right here, but it's damage equal to 40% of remaining HP, so it's not even as good as you would want it to be. If it was just 40% of like max HP, then it would actually be really good. But the fact that it's like, oh, you dealt damage and then whatever they have left, it takes 40% of that, it's like guaranteed to not kill if you didn't already kill, which is, I don't know, it's just kind of meh. Like, it's okay if the character's like super tanky, but just not what you're looking for, really. So that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to go over. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I will be summoning, because I hate to miss out on a character just in case there ends up being some usefulness in the near future. But yeah, not really looking forward to this one. So either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.